Hey there, YouTubers. Tonight I have gathered some ideas to talk about how to generate and maintain motivation. So, I have been suffering. Not that I have been. I had been suffering from depression and some sort of, I'd say, minor mental illness of some other kinds, and I can pretty much attribute the occurrences of those so-called mental illness to one simple fact that I wasn't doing anything that could bring meaning and focus to my life, and so I began to try some other methods like cold calling, making YouTube videos, and of course continue to develop my own business entities. And I have found out that no matter how many times you try to ask for help from the people who don't genuinely care about you, no matter how many times you try to get in touch with them, the outcome will always end up the outcome will almost always end up frustrating and upsetting yourself. So if you keep doing the same thing over and over again, it will not change the fact, and it will certainly not bring you more pleasure and make your quality of life better or higher or significantly improved. So the tactics I suggest you, the tactics I recommend you to try is to get in touch with different kinds of people, and before so doing, make sure to get to do your homework beforehand, to do a bit of a research in advance, prior to making your attempts to get in touch with new people, new contacts. And yes, that applies to doing business. That also applies to making friends, gathering allies for collaborations of higher levels, or higher levels of undertaking or projects, etc. And what else have I forgot to mention? Perhaps, yes. Yes, and never ever lose faith in digital marketing, in Facebook marketing. I know if you get too obsessed with Facebook by checking it on every minute, every hour during the day, it will accomplish you nothing but decrease and reduce your productivity. However, if you know how to take advantage of the Facebook and other sorts of digital marketing, especially social media marketing, I can assure you, it eventually will start to bear fruit, as long as you as long as you begin to learn how to take advantage of the free services Facebook is currently offering, such as establishing your own Facebook page, post your statuses as your page. Since nowadays Facebook, it allows pages to join many groups, and you can certainly leverage. You can certainly make that your leverage by joining a variety, a multitude of Facebook groups, and in turn you can then market your products or services inside those Facebook groups, and also never forget to answer the questions if applicable, if the group's administrators or the moderators, in case they have, in case they necessitated those questions for you to answer. Don't forget to answer them properly. Don't forget to write down to write down everything they wanted you to write with honesty and integrity. Don't try to be a dick. Don't try to be a fool who thinks you can fool others without some sort of delicate contemplations and effort. So those even with some delicate planning can somehow get you some profits. It will only get you that. It will only get you thus far. It will not have. It will not enable your business to possess that longevity, to survive and thrive in the whole market. Well, that's just well, the statement I just made, they came from my very own ideas and experiences. It may not be absolutely true, since different races, different cultures, different countries will have utterly different opinions, code of conducts and mindsets. So it may not apply to some other cultures. So yes. So I'm just trying to make my points clear here. But regardless, so if you were to maintain the inner fire started by the motivation, you just need to succeed. You must never ever do certain things in order not to hinder your effort and motivation to keep pushing ahead and forward. So such as let's say, for instance, write the day right before yesterday, I was just attempting to finalize a workbook project, and I did not, honestly, I failed to commit my full strength and effort onto that project, and I just messed around, and in the meantime attempting several segments or sectors of that particular project, and somehow I found them quite challenging, and I start to let my mind wandering, not wondering, but wandering, and eventually I failed to finish that. I failed to finish the project, on the designated date, so I had to postpone it to, to today. So even just a few moments ago, I was still working overtime to finalize that particular project. So so you see there, truly successful people, they know how to get back on their feet almost instantly right after they met a particular setback or failure. So they know how to swiftly adjust to changing situations no matter what. And most people, they never attain financial freedom because they just gave up what they were supposed to be doing in order to attain financial freedom. There are lots of things that we are supposed to be doing, and we must pick up the courage to finish it up till the end. And so if you ask me, what are the specific methods to maintain, to generate and maintain motivation, is to, of course, try to visualize the rewards, the praises that's been waiting for you on the other side of the tunnel, the pathway. So the more, the harder the challenge, the more rewards and praise and honor you will receive. And yes, there's another thing that I almost forgot to mention, is to keep God's words in your heart or close to your heart, such as the Gospel of John chapter 16 verses 33. I have told you these things so that in me you may have peace. Here on earth you will have many trials and sorrows. Some versions of the Bible may translate it as you will have many troubles and trials, or many trials, many sorrows, many troubles, but regardless, but take heart, because I have overcome the world. So yes, I think through this verses, Jesus is trying to convey several pieces of crucial information. One of them being, we must stay focused in order not to get distracted and go astray. Second thing is to have faith. To have faith, and in case you don't know what the word faith means, it means to believe in something or someone or some events you have not yet seen. So that probably means the ability to visualize, the good things, the triumphs, the success, the glory you are about to receive moments later, days later, or probably years later. But no matter how much time no matter how much time you have left before you can see the glory, before you can enjoy the praise and glory and the rewards, you must stay focused, and you must also stay faithful, of course, and stay tuned. And yes, if you find someone not helping, not helpful, perhaps it is time for you to find somebody else. That applies to friends, to co-workers, to spouses, Yes. So never try to change things or people that you just can't change. And accept the simple fact that there are some things that we just can't change, such as immigration policies, government agenda, or your superiors or your boss's mind. We can't change their mind because sometimes God can harden their hearts, render them too stubborn to see the merits, the benefits of using a completely different mindset there. So do not throw pearls to pigs, as it resembles trying to change somebody else's mind by arguing with them, by having quarrels with them. It pretty much, it just utterly wastes your time and breath. And yes, it will accomplish you nothing but get you more frustrated and upset. So yes, if you like to stay motivated, to maintain the inner fire, to maintain and to grow the inner fire of yours to push forward, always bear in mind that stay away from time wasters, stay away from people who aren't helping, and stay away from those news that's been telling you things will never get better. You will not. You will never see. The days of glory. The days of glory. The days of fresh milk and pastures. So just stay away from them. And yes, if you can manage to reduce the factors, the people, the atmosphere that's trying to hold you back, then I can assure you that you will, your motivation, your inner fire will never cease to thrive. It will never cease to exist. It will. It will, bring you to the land of glory, to the land of, fresh milk and pastures. Is it pastures or cloisters? Sorry. Yes, pastures. Please excuse my grammar here. I just have too many things in mind at the moment, and I just have too many things on my mind at the moment, and sometimes I can get a little bit, glitchy or stuttering with my voice. So, yes, and this I also made this video for the dude I just got to know. His name is Daniel, and he has a channel named Hiding in My Room. So if in case you are watching this, my name is Francis, and I'd like to have some talks, some chin wags with you someday, in case you have some time to spare. So thanks again for watching and listening. Again, stay tuned, stay faithful, and stay blessed. I shall see you on the next video on YouTube. Bye bye. Cheers.